All right, guys, let's continue. So as you can see, we've got our own beautiful reusable section or page section. Okay, this doesn't end here. Remember, according to the UI, we need to have content. Okay, so this means that this section doesn't have a title and a description only. We must allow a room for the content. So at this point in time, if we can come into any of this section, let's just delete one of this section. Let's say this one. Let's just remove it so that we can only have one section. Now we can maybe have a div here and type content. Okay, so this will represent the content. Let's just check and see, do we like what we see? So as you can see, it looks like to me, even this content forms part of some sort of this group title, description, and the content. This is not really what we want. Okay, remember, the content needs to fill this entire area. Okay, because it's where we are going to put the images. Okay, so now how are we going to do this? Okay, we can still go to our compound component, and we need to add another component here, and that component is going to be even though we have not created it yet, but it's going to be content, which is page section content, and we are going to create that component. Okay, which is going to be content. I hope you see what I've done here. I've just created or assigned a new section or a new child, which is going to be content, and I've created some sort of a direct element or a function or a method. Okay, as you can see, this is a method, okay, or a component, a React component rather. Okay, as you can see, but now this component has got some classes, which is why this has got gray. This is supposed to be text gray. Okay, my apologies about that. This is not just supposed to be gray, it's supposed to be text gray. Okay, so this one, it doesn't has to have some styles at the moment. Okay, so this means that we can now come back here to our implementation, and then we can have something similar to this one, but instead we are going to have a content. Let's replace this with this. So instead of this, we're going to have content, and that is it. So let me just type here, this is content. So as you can see, let's just go back and check what is the difference. Looks like to me there is no difference. Okay, but now the only difference is now this forms part of our compound component, and we can style it differently. Okay, so let's first go back to this component. Okay, let's give it a color. Let's say BG green, a very highly noticeable color, and we want its own width to be full, and we want its own height to be full. Let's see if that will happen according to the way we want. Well, the background is there, but it looks like now the width is not full and the height is not full. So if you're encountering this styling issue, how do you solve it? Okay, so with CSS, the parents affects the children. So you need to first go back and check your parents. Do they have a width and height? Okay, because it's like now you put your children inside a very small room and you are expecting them to expand, like to scratch to a bigger room. They won't, because the first room that they are inside in, which is the one that they are some sort of inside in, they are children of, it's very small. Okay, very tight. So let's go back here. So this one, we are just some sort of creating the component, but this component will live here. Where is the page section? It will live here. Okay, so as you can see, guys, this doesn't have the width and height. Okay, it doesn't have. Okay, so let's just type here a width of full and a height of full. Go back and check the effect. Okay, as you can see, now that the parent has got a width of full and a height of full, it looks like to me now this guy can expand. Okay, as you can see now, this guy can expand up until here. Obviously, we've got some padding around this. I am happy with this. So it looks like now we have what can I say? We have a section for the content, and in this section we can do whatever that we want to do. Okay, so let's go back here and check what else do we want to do here. Let's go back here. So my other question is, since we've got this content component, okay, obviously the container, okay, as this content, it's some sort of a container, we might want to style it. Okay, for instance, now this is aligned like let's say it's top left. Okay, what if maybe we want the content to always start in the middle? Okay, we want it to be centered. Okay, and in some cases we won't want this to be centered. We might want it to be okay in different places. So as you can see, it looks like to me we need a flexibility. So in the calling module, I must be able to pass some styles to this green component so that I cannot set it when I'm declaring it. As you can see here, I cannot make some changes. Okay, even if I can have class here, as you can see, there is no class name because we are not accepting it. So the first thing that we need to do, we need to be able to control this component from here on the page. While we are here on the page, we must be able to customize this component. Okay, as it will vary or change based in size and whatever, according to the components. Okay, for instance, just a typical example, these components are aligned in a row fashion. Maybe as we get smaller, the what can I say? As the UI gets smaller, meaning that on mobile devices we might want to align things like a column. Okay, so as you can see, these are rows, but also they are arranged like in a column. Okay, let's just look for other arrangement. I would like to believe also here this is some sort of a column in a way. So even here, this is some sort of a column in a way. So as you can see that we need to have a way of controlling, okay, this. So how are we going to do that? Let's go back here. And as you can see now, there is no class name here. That means class name, small letter. Okay, capital letter N, class name. So as you can see, we don't have a class name here. So meaning that we need to go and accept it on this content component. Okay, so let's just copy this and go back here, go to the content component. It only takes children, it doesn't take class name. So let's make sure that you do take class name. Okay, you are going to take class name as a string. Okay, class name might be there, it might not be there. You might want to customize things, you might not want to customize the whole container. So let's put this question mark so that it can be optional. Okay, and then where are we going to use this class name? Okay, as you can see, this content we were wrapping it with a paragraph, okay, which was wrong. Suppose this is just a container, a normal div. Okay, and then from there, this is the class name. Okay, so what we want to do here, what we want to do here, we want to be able to customize this. That's what we want to do. So why don't we just make sure that all the styles are coming from the parent, the controlling parent? So this means that now this component is going to lose a lot of styling. As you can see, it has lost the styling. Okay, and also, since we are already here, it looks like the parent of these is centering things, as you can see, of which we don't want that by default. This is supposed to be aligned here, more like aligned top by default. So let's trace down here and see what is it that centers things. Okay, first of all, this centers things and it doesn't align them top. Okay, so let's just work with this first. Let's say justify start. If not justify start, it's going to be items start. Okay, let's see what is the width of this. The width is full. Let's check the background of it, okay, to see is it really expanding. Okay, I'm happy with this. Okay, that means it's expanding. This is center, flex column with full justify start. It looks like it's not doing what I want. Let's try item start. Okay, not item center, item start. All right, and let's go back and see. Looks like it's sitting on the same place. I don't really mind much about that. Let's go to this parent. Okay, the height is going to be screen. First of all, these needs to be relative. Okay, so that everything that it's going to be full, it's full relative to its parent. Okay, so let's do that first. Items start, and as you can see, this is important, but it looks like items are not starting. Okay, this item start doesn't have important. Okay, my apologies about that. Remember, when you already got these styles on the center, so when you are overriding them, you need to some sort of reinforce the start. So maybe that's why we didn't really see something there. As you can see, item start align things to the left, which is that's not what I want. I want justify start. So let's see what will be the impact of justify start. So as you can see, guys, now by default this starts from here. I'm happy with this. Okay, and then this means that when it comes to this one, you can some sort of style it according to how you want it to be, for instance. And also you're not going to style it here. Okay, you now have the freedom to style it here. Okay, BG green. Let's see if it's going to be green. As you can see, guys, it's green. I want it to have a width of full and a height of full. See, as you can see, so that works well again. So let's just remove all these backgrounds. We don't really now need this background. And what else? We can go back here. Where is that background? I think there is some sort of a grayish background here. We don't need that background. So let's come back and see. So as you can see, we can have now this section, and we have the content section, and we know that it's some sort of what can I say, fitting the whole width and the whole height. Okay, and then what maybe we might want, if we want to, here on the page section, we can just type here center. Okay, to center its content. Okay, as you can see, now the content is centered. Okay, okay, let's go back and see. I think that is all for this lesson. Okay, we have managed to create a highly reusable, highly scalable, and a highly customizable page section, as you can see. So you put everything inside page content, and page content so flexible in a way that you can even put your own Tailwind styles. Okay, so let's see. As you can see, now we need to add our own styles here. The other thing that I want to make sure I check before I'm done with this one, okay, this container, okay, this container, which is this section, we need to have a control just like here. Okay, because now at this point in time, it's always taking what can I say, a full height. Okay, let's check here. As you can see, the height, it's screen. Okay, we don't really need it to be like that, because some other let's check, some other sections might be smaller than this. Okay, some other sections, like let's just check. As you can see, for instance, this section starts from here and it ends here, but this one starts from here, and you can see it's a bit longer than that one. And what about this one? As you can see, a bit shorter. So if we are going to have a section that is a height of screen by default, then we are going to have a problem. Okay, meaning that we are going to have a bigger space and just small component, so that space will be wasted. So first of all, we don't really need to have a height here. We don't. So what does that mean? This means that now it will take only the height that it needs, as you can see. So then how can we change the height accordingly? Let's say we want to change the height. That is very simple. We just need to allow a class name here, just like here, guys. Okay, I think we can even just copy this as it is because there's no difference. Okay, copy this as it is. So now we need to allow a room for class name. And then in this case, we have the styles that are already existing. So that means we will have to cut them like this. And then after that, we need to open the curly braces. Okay, and then we need to use this utility from ShardCN. Here is it. Okay, our class names. And then we are going to pass, the first argument is going to be the default. It's not what I want. Okay, the first argument is going to be the default styles, and the second one is going to be this class name. Okay, when we want to extend or override. Okay, so let's go back here. As you can see, guys, looks like there is no difference. Now if we want to make this height a little bit longer, we can come back here, and then on this section we can add a class name, because now it's already there, with a height of 500 pixels, let's say. With a height of 500 pixels, and let's check. Okay, as you can see now, this is a bit longer. Okay, so as you can see now, we are not going to have some sections which are taking the entire height of the screen, whereas the content is too small. I am Matthew Msingathi. I am the designer, and at the same time I'm a developer. If this video or this lesson has helped you to gain more understanding about UI, UX, Figma, and React, please don't forget, just leave a positive review. Thank you so much. See you on the next one.